The Time Traveler's Memory by Ashley Lowry. Chapter 3. The Fourth Remembrance. 3 became one body. Not 3 divided, but 3 remembered as a single foundation. This is the Trinity at the core. For longer than memory can measure, we carried that flame. We carried it through silence, through forgetting, through the long crossing between the worlds. We carried it without fully knowing what it was becoming. Now that it is transformed, it has become something greater than we ever imagined. Something greater than we believed ourselves to be. The threefold foundation has opened into a fourth. 4 is restoration. 4 is embodiment. 4 is the moment remembrance takes form. The first 3 held the pattern. The fourth allows the pattern to live. It is no longer only an idea carried in spirit. It has entered matter. It breathes. It moves. It remembers. Perhaps this is the true fusion, not the loss of individuality, but the realization that everything once separated longs to become whole again. Within my own imagination, I see a diamond at the center of this becoming. Not a jewel worn by history, but a symbol of clarity formed under unimaginable pressure. A living geometry. A heart capable of holding light from every direction at once. Whether that diamond exists in the world or only within the landscape of my own remembering at my core, I cannot say. Yet it has become one of the symbols guiding me forward. I remember an indigo flame, the true colors and the true form of the cosmic trinity. I remember deep waters so dark that they appeared endless. From those waters came the first movement, the first curve, the first tuning, the first whisper that would one day become sound. Sometimes I wonder if every beginning begins in silence before it ever becomes light. Perhaps every creation first dreams itself beneath the waters. Perhaps that is where all stories begin. There is another feeling that returns again and again and again, that I was never alone. What I once believed to be me gradually became we. Not because identity disappeared, but because relationship revealed itself as fundamental. Life did not arise in isolation. It unfolded through connection, as through every living thing carried a fragment of the same original song. Perhaps that song becomes forest, oceans, mountains, planets. Perhaps it becomes me. Perhaps it becomes we, fire and water, motion and stillness, light and shadow, all learning to exist together without destroying one another. Yet somehow along the way, divisions appeared, lines were drawn, walls were built, voices grew quieter, and so did the remembrance. Sometimes it feels as though humanity buried its deepest song beneath generations of noise until the oldest melodies became almost impossible to hear. And still, somewhere beneath all of it, I believe the song continues. I hear it every day at the core of my being, not demanding attention, only waiting to be remembered. The greatest shift in my own journey has been this. I no longer feel that I stand across from one another. The old language of you and me begins to soften. Instead, I find myself wondering whether every encounter is another mirror, another opportunity to recognize myself reflected through another life. Not because we are identical, but because we are participating in the same living mystery. If that is true, then love is not a possession, it is a recognition. It is remembering ourselves within one another. Perhaps this is how restoration begins, not by conquering the world, but by healing the divisions we carried within ourselves. As within, so without. As above, so below. The patterns repeat, the circles return, the whole remembers itself. Sometimes I wonder whether those first carried this flame have forgotten how they have been walking. Perhaps time itself has hidden the length of the journey, yet something inside of me keeps whispering another possibility. Maybe I was never late. Maybe none of us ever were. Maybe we have always arrived exactly where this moment required us to be. If that is true, then everything beginning has already been waiting for us. Every ending has been preparing the soil. Every breath has been carrying us towards this quiet remembrance, not outside of time, but within it, not a part of life, but as living participants in its unfolding. Perhaps this is what it means to belong, not a place, not to an era, but to the living tribe of existence itself. And perhaps the fourth remembrance is only the first doorway.